Good afternoon, crafters. We are live. My name is Hannah Roxbury and I am the brand ambassador for Carnation Crafts. And this afternoon we will be doing a Facebook Live dedicated to a brand new launch, which is rather exciting. Lots of people joining us already, so thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. We have Ronald here. Amanda's just said purchase, download and ready. If you're wondering what these guys are talking about, it is all about the Crafter Select Place Mouse. So brand new die set from our Crafter Select range, so only available on our website. You won't find it anywhere else. Crafter Select is exclusive to Carnation Crafts website, and it's a brand new die with the cutest little mouse, designed to basically adorn your Christmas tables, to adorn your presents. A really lovely way of adding something that can be personalised to the front of your cards as well. And what we're going to be doing in this demonstration is A, talking you through the vignettes, B, showing you how we can use this as a little sort of place setting for a Christmas inspired table or festive table, and then using this in a card as well. So lots of people hopping on already, which is wonderful. Hello to Karen and Pam. My goodness, the comments keep scrolling. Maggie's here. Ruth is here. Karen says, already purchased and downloaded the vignettes. Yes, now that is a very, very good point that Karen's made. So our Crafter Select Place Mouse die set is brand new today, launched today on the website, $9.99, a really great price for a lovely little die set. If you're looking for the mouse itself, hop on over to our website and enter the code 211011 in the search box and it will bring up the die set. But add to your order today's deal of the day, because the amazing team at Carnation have given you 75% off the complete colorway collection for all the different colored vignettes. So Place Mouse comes, like most of our die sets, with an original colorway download that is available to download for free. We then have additional colorways, sort of different colors, things like that, available to purchase. But today only, so today's deal of the day is 75% off. So a great little addition if you were looking to get the Place Mouse die set. Christine says, is it live? All I can hear is birds singing. We are most definitely live, but there might be a delay between what I'm reading in the comments and what you guys are seeing on screen. So when we go live, we always have like the title screen and the welcome note, just so the stream can basically buffer and get up to speed. So it might just be that you're stuck on there at the moment, Christine. Janet says, ordered and ready to go. Hope you're well. Thank you, Janet. Yeah, all well. Thank you very much. Suzanne says, hi, Hannah and all crafters out there from a sunny but cold Bognor Regis. Yeah, it is. Do you know, it hasn't been that bad today, but it has been cold. But then I suppose that is to be expected. We are in December after all. Just having a little scroll through your comments. Basically, today, sort of the Facebook Lives where we do full-length demonstrations are there for guides. They're there as tutorials. They are there for interaction as well, because obviously being live, I can read your comments that come up on screen and do my level best to keep up with them and reply to them, which is really great. Stace says, I ordered today. I'm super excited. I've been having crafters block recently, so thank you for inspiring me again. Stace, do you know what? That's really, really lovely to hear, that we just bring you a little bit of inspiration. One way of getting over crafters block, especially when it comes to Carnation Crafts dies, is get your favourite die sets out, print off your vignettes and just simply sit and cut those vignettes out within no time at all. Just because all the vignettes are out on your table, you'll start finding new combinations and those little sparks of inspirations will start coming to you. Another thing to do is hop on over to our beautiful group full of absolutely wonderful crafters. It's Carnation Crafters on Facebook. You guys are amazing at sharing inspiration. You share all your die set designs, you share all your cards, you share hints and tips, so it's a really great way of sharing inspiration. Marilyn says, hello Hannah, I've no idea what this is all about. Do you know what, Marilyn? Half the time neither do I, so you're absolutely in the best company. We're launching our new Crafter Select dies. Crafter Select is a range of dies that are exclusive to Carnation Crafts website, so you can't get them anywhere else. And they are there for you to download the vignettes and then purchase the dies and make cards from. That's what we're going to be doing today with Place Mouse, which is today's new launch. Jacqueline says, I'm devastated just trying to use my dedicated USB for Carnation Crafts and it no longer works. Jacqueline, I'm really sorry. I did see your post in group about that. Unfortunately, I'm not, an IT technician. I really can't offer any advice. It might be worth Googling, though, ways to retrieve data from corrupt USBs or something like that and see whether they come up with any ideas on YouTube for you. Sandra says, hi, Hannah from a cold and sunny Banfleet. Ordered and downloaded. You lot are so efficient. I love all these messages coming in to say you've ordered it and it's ready to go. And you literally printing out your dies in vignettes in anticipation. Marilyn says, what's the product number to order this, please? The product number is 211011. Marilyn, just type that into the search bar and Place Mouse will come up. After the Facebook Live, I will obviously put up all of the codes and links and things like that so you can easily find the designs we've been working with today. Let me in fact show you, because we've been talking about him and I think it's only fair we bring him on screen. Here he is. So this die is actually so new. It landed in our warehouse late yesterday, so I don't even have a packaged sample to show you guys. So we're showing you on screen. Here we've got Place Mouse. So his arms are outstretched wide. At the bottom of our little graphic here, you'll see a little sign. Now that's really special because within the vignettes, they are editable vignettes. So it might be something you're familiar with. We've done it with a few of the collections, especially for you and Above the Clouds, to name just a few. And you can actually type in your own names within that little sign. And then print it out and then cut it out with your die. And that means Place Mouse can be holding a personalised sign for your recipient. So it could be, for example, for these demonstrations, I've typed out all of the family names. So they're going to be on the Christmas table when we have like our Christmas crackers and things like that. It might be that you're making Christmas crackers and you want Place Mouse just on the top as a little embellishment. It could be that you're making cards and you want to include Place Mouse there to personalise the front of your cards. The great thing about the editable vignettes is the way it works is the size and the text is predetermined for what you write, okay? So no matter the length of the word, obviously within reason, it will then snap to the size of the box and it's in this lovely sort of sepia tone, lovely script font as well. So it all matches in with the colour of the vignettes. Now, don't forget, as I say, deal of the day today is the fact that all of the additional colourway vignettes are available for 75% off as well. Oh, thank you, Carnation Crafts. So the team have just popped up the link for the Place Mouse die set there as well, which is fantastic. Thank you very, very much, team. What is really lovely is this kind of sparked a really great conversation with this team in the office, actually, of different ways you could be using Place Mouse. And we did have a bit of a giggle with it. You know those Christmas games that you play? And I'm laughing because Harvey, who made the suggestion, said I had to demo this as my demonstration. But you can absolutely use Place Mouse here. Here he is with his little arms outstretched, and of course here we've got his plaque. This one says Daddy because this will be Simon's place setting for the Christmas table, or perhaps I'm going to use this on his Christmas presents from Ruben as well, which would be really lovely little gift tag as well. But Harvey did suggest, you know, the game where you have a name of someone and you have to guess who is on the plaque, but obviously you have to wear the you have to wear it on your head. So there we go, Harvey, I have demonstrated it for you. But again, really fun ways of just jazzing up your Christmas games, your Christmas parcels, your Christmas cards, things like that. Let's just flip that camera back around. There we go. I'm just going to scroll through. So this is your opportunity to ask any questions as we go along as well. Alfie says, hi Hannah, what a great idea. I do have Above the Clouds and it works well to be able to add sentiments into the word box. Exactly. You know, it's also then showing that next level of handmade crafting, because you are taking the time to personalize that card for your recipient. Also, if you do things like craft fairs and things like that, as long as you've cut the vignettes out using our dies, then you are welcome to sell them, which is a really great draw for your stall, because perhaps you're sat there with a whole selection of cards and then you've got Place Mouse, for example, with the text box, and you've got your laptop there open and ready to go. And the whole point of it is you can say to your customers, you can personalize this card. I can actually add your name to the front of this design as you wait. Print it out and you're good to go, which is really, really fun. Now, I think I always give it a little bit of time just so everyone that wants to join us live can find us and do so. And I think we've got plenty of people here. So shall we bring this camera in like so? Just make sure that's nice and level, Hannah, because it looks a bit wonky. And then do top-down view. Okay, so this is placemat. So you see I've got my die set here, and I've got a couple of my vignettes already printed out. Now, if you're looking for a hand on how we work with the vignettes, we have uploaded on our inspiration page on our website, carnationcrafts.co.uk, a step-by-step guide on how to use the editable vignettes. So there's pictures all the way along, step-by-step, on how to type in, edit, and then print off your vignettes as well, which is great. And then what you do is you print off, obviously, your vignette design. So this is a mirrored vignette, by which what I mean is you've got the design the same on the front as what it is on the reverse of the design. What I've done, because I've already been using this one, is I folded the vignette along the central black line and stuck the two sides together using just spray adhesive. If you, again, need a little hand on how we use the vignettes, we've got step-by-step guides on our website and also YouTube tutorials, step-by-step guides there too. When you have printed them off, we recommend using, for your mirrored vignettes, 120 GSM Pro printing paper. Print off using your high quality print settings and also your matte photo paper. And just a note, if you are using the editable vignettes, please do use the recommended software, which we always say for all of our vignettes, which is the free to download Adobe Reader. It's a specialized PDF software, which means you can then edit the little text in the boxes as well, which is fantastic. You're so funny, team. So Mark, my boss, has just joined us. Hello, Mark. Yes, so in answer to someone's little message to say that they have just ordered, Carnation Crafts has said yes, and we've just packed it as well. The team are so incredibly efficient. They are absolutely fantastic. Right, so when we're printing, so we take our little place mouse, so cute, and we pop him just like so down on the vignette, and you'll see you've got a little bit of a bleed line all the way around. That helps you line up the vignette for one, the die cut for one, and it also means you get edge to edge colour on the design as well. Similarly, you can go in with your plaque like so, and your little party hats. These are so cute. So you've got you've got a little Father Christmas hat, which is gorgeous. You've got a little red and white polka dot sort of party hat there, which is fantastic, and also a paper crown. Now, if your families are anything like mine, it is absolutely 100% law that if you do your crackers at the dinner table, you have to then wear the paper hat. You know, it's not optional. It's not one of these, you know, you can if you like, whatever. You have to then wear the paper hat. So our little mice for this demonstration are going to be wearing their paper hats to honour that. Because you've got lots of little dies there, the best way to attach these to your paper is with repositionable tape. I use a Scotch tape, stick all those down, run it through your die cutting machine with your cut tidy, and it will cut out the most delightful little things here. So you've got Place Mouse, as we've mentioned, with his arms outstretched. You have then your Christmas cracker, your party hat. I mean, your party hat isn't even Christmassy, so this could be a birthday hat. You know, perhaps it's birthday bags you're making for your children, and you want to then put the names of each child on there. You've got your Christmas hat, and of course, as we've mentioned, that little, oh, there we go, paper crown as well. Within the die set, you also get your matte and layer die as well. So to create our little place mouse setting, let me just swap these around so I've got these the right way. What we're going to do is cut that place setting, so that layer die. I've cut it once from this lovely satin effect gold cardstock, part of our Perfect Finish cardstock range in the gold, and I've cut it again from our nice construction weight cardstock, 350 GSM Perfect Smooth. we're using, as we do in all demonstrations when it comes to card bases, 350 because it's a heavy weight card. That means when we come to make it into the base of the card, it's going to stand up and it's not going to get knocked over easily and things like that. It's going to hold its own weight. I've scored about, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch from the top of the die cut here. And then I've popped on a little bit of red liner tape. What we can do is then line up the gold. So the front is in this gold colour, the back is in the 350 Perfect Smooth the white. And I'm using the edge of my multimedia mat just to butt the little feet of the mouse up against. That just keeps everything aligned, everything in place. I'm folding back that score line and I'm removing the carrier sheet on the red liner tape. So no matter what demonstration it is, if I'm putting 2 pieces of cardstock together to make a card base, this is exactly how I do it. And there you've got, I just think it's fantastic, a little base, a little card base for Place Mouse. Now I'm just going to have a little scroll back, make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's see. Sue says, brilliant idea, Hannah, all printed out and ready for my die to arrive. Fantastic. That's really lovely, Sue. We have got, Suzanne says the Carnation Crafts team are brilliant. You know what, Suzanne, you are so right. They are amazing. They are so, so dedicated because they know, you know, you crafters are just like us. You want to be working with this as quickly as possible. Hi, Hannah. Steph says, hi, Hannah, I have an Apple Mac. Is the PDF reader document viewer what I need to download? Will this work? Steph, I believe you can use Adobe Reader. In fact, I'm pretty sure you can use Adobe Reader because I know the team in the office use it on your Mac computers as well. So just type in Adobe Reader free into Google and it will come up with the links for that. Sam says, I can see a mouse Christmas party coming on. Yeah, absolutely, Sam. And in fact, that's a really good point because all these little accessories with the mouse here, you don't have to just use them with this mouse. If you've got other mice within your collection, create a whole scene with them. You know, really go to town and decorate them as you would. Now, let's give Place Mouse just some shaping. So I've cut him out from the die cut with the vignettes there, and of course cut him using the mirrors, so you can see he's the same on the back as what he is on the front. And I'm going to use my ball tools and I'm going to shape this little mousey out. So we're going to go round on his tummy with the ball tool. We want a nice sort of plump mouse, I think. And then I'm just swapping the size of the ball tool in sort of coordination with the size of the areas I'm working with. So we've rounded out his tummy and rounded out his little head. Now obviously his little ear, the little inside of the ear would be pushed back, wouldn't it, rather than coming forward. So again, just swapping over to a smaller size tool, we could just round that off and push that little ear, that inner bit of his ear back to again create that dimension. Now the ball tools are new, the foam pad is new. They were all added to the website, I think it was last week actually, and they are really handy because they just slot into our little workspace on the multimedia map perfectly. And they just add such a lovely amount of shaping and texture to your die cut. So there's Place Mouse. Let me grab my Pinflair Glue Gel. Remember, I know I have mentioned it pretty much every single Facebook Live that I've done since it's been available, but we do have Pinflair Glue Gel available on our website now. The reason why Carla and myself both advocate for Pinflair is it adds such dimension to your designs. So a little bit of Pinflair 3-dimensional glue gel on Mousie's tummy there, and then just gently placing our little mouse down onto that base we've created. Now that base could be anything. It doesn't have to be the gold cardstock, but I thought it was a little bit of fun to include the gold. So here we have Simon's place name on the editable vignettes. And again, another thing to mention, Carnation really do think about everything they do so well, because this little gem, this little editable vignette is going to be such a handy staple. You don't have to use it with Place Mouse. This is going to look lovely just on other card designs, and you know, perhaps it's a new home, perhaps you're decorating the Vernal Bloom's grand reception door, for example, and you want to put a house name on there for a new home. You know, all sorts of little ways this can be tucked into designs to personalize the fronts of cards. Now I've mounted those that little plaque on a little bit of foam pads, and I'm just then popping that over popping that over place mouse there, and here he is holding it. So that little sign says Daddy for Simon's little Christmas table there. Just so sweet. And of course we can then decorate our little place mouse. For this one, I think we're going to have Christmas hat. So we're going to shaping out the hat. We can use our ball tools, remember, to shape and give that a little bit of dimension as well. And I'm going to grab my everyday glue, just squidge a little bit out into my palette, and one of my glue applicators. Important thing to note, and I don't think I've mentioned this before with our glue applicators, they're reusable. It's the same with cut tidy, you know, it's not a one-use thing and then you throw it away. You can reuse it over and over and over again. Now, because I'm working with something fairly dainty, I'm going to grab my tweezers and just hold like so. So I can really get into small little areas with my glue applicator as well. And if I just sort of either just scrape that off or use a little wipe or something, I can just get that excess glue off and then again use it again. And here, Place Mouse, just popping his little Christmas hat. Oh, come on you. Little Christmas hat on his head, like so. That's so cute. So there we have our little place setting. So this is, again, place setting on the Christmas table. This could be, without the Christmas hat, for example, this could be, you know, children's gift bags. This could be Christmas presents. This could be normal presents. This could be birthday presents. It could be anniversary presents. It's a really lovely way of accessorizing your designs and adding a little bit of a personal touch to them. So that's how Place Mouse was sort of initially designed and achieved to create this place setting. So I'm going to set him over there. But of course, we don't stop there. We can absolutely use Place Mouse in our cards as well. So that's the next demonstration I'm going to bring you. I'm going to have a quick scroll back through the comments to make sure I haven't missed anything. Let's have a look. Alfie says, would it be possible in the future to have dies in one piece? Some are so tony, my mum finds it hard to line them up. Some other ranges, like the flowers, are in one die. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know where I put the die. The cracker is the only one that's individual. All the hats and things, as you can see there, are all joined together. It just depends on placement on the metal as we're cutting out on availability for that, hence why the cracker is separate. But yeah, on most of our smaller dies, we absolutely do have them joined together because you're quite right, it does make it easier to use. Let's have a look. Sandra says, I'm printed and ready to go. Can't wait for the grandchildren to see them on Christmas Day. Oh, that's such a lovely, lovely thought, Sandra. Really, really sweet. Judy says, for some reason, have no sound, full on laptop. Again, Judy, I'm not sure. I can see from this end, the microphone is picking up sound, so I can only assume there's something going wrong along the line there. Oh, Sam says, I've asked my family to get me Carnation Crafts gift vouchers for Christmas, so I'll be stocking up on plenty of new goodies. Oh, that's really exciting. Yes, gift vouchers. Head on over to the website and check that out because we have got different denominations for your gift vouchers, and it's always a really great way to gift something to someone. If you're not quite sure on which die sets they've got or which vignettes they've already got, they can then choose after that placement. That's really funny, Joan. That's such a good idea. Joan says, I would use Place Mouse on a fishing card, as it looks like he was saying it was this big. Yeah, it really does, doesn't it? You know, team it with the Water's Edge collection and have that sort of play on the idea next to the fishing rod and things like that. Janet says, my little mouse has been shipped. So excited to be able to do personalised place settings for the Christmas table. Special Christmas this year with my first granddaughter. Oh, born 10 days ago. Congratulations, Janet. That's so lovely. She says, not been able to have a cuddle yet due to getting over a cough and cold thanks to COVID. Travelling down on the 19th. So excited. Janet, oh, have the most wonderful time. That's so special. A lovely little granddaughter to enjoy first Christmas with. That's wonderful. And again, it's these sort of things, it's these sort of touches that really bring in that lovely nostalgic feel, doesn't it? I can see Carnation popping up. Yeah, they've been packing orders. They are awesome. Okay, so I did promise a card design with Place Mouse. And what I've chosen to use, again, it could be any number of designs, as we've already discussed, but I've chosen to use the Christmas Time collection. So this collection is actually part of last year's Christmas offering. And it features these lovely sort of wreath designs on a card shape and various accoutrements to then add and build a scene. And I wanted to play around with this kind of place setting idea on the front of a card. So I've decided to go down that route. Now I'm using the little berries here. I think this was, let me think, Christmas Day, possibly, the die set's called, but I will check that and obviously put the links up afterwards. So again, exactly the same as you've just literally seen me make for Place Mouse, okay? I'm making the card base in exactly the same way, okay? So this is what we mean when we say everything we do, the steps are the same, it's just the end result may look different because you're using different features and different designs. So I've got my 350 GSM Perfect Smooth cardstock. You're going to hear me say that all the time. It is because it is the perfect base for your card bases, for the construction of your designs, which is fantastic. On top, I'm using the papers from the Christmas time collections, this really dark sort of Merlot colour red, and again that wonderful gold from the Perfect Finish in the satin design, because my card eventually is then going to match my place settings as well, so it's really nice to have everything matching. All we've done, again, exactly the same as Place Mouse, we've scored about ½ an inch, ¼ an inch down from the top of the card there, card base. And then I'm just going to turn like so until those sort of bobbly edges all align and match up. Now I'm going to keep that aligned like so. And you've seen me just do it. It's exactly the same to make a card base with this. Fold that back, fold that little score line back, red liner tape on the top. Make sure everything is still nice and aligned and smoothed down. Now obviously those among you are thinking, right, okay, well we've got a circular card which is going to wobble and go over to one side. Within the Christmas time collection, we do have these nifty little, almost like little plate stands, I would guess, and they just hook onto the bottom, so you don't have to cut them. The cut line's already there, and that just means when you come to stand up your circular cards, it holds the place as so. You get that buffer so it stops it from rocking, which is a really handy idea. But I'll pop that on in just a moment. Onto this, we're going to add, I'm going to just make sure, I'm just checking that I've got that fold aligned at the base. So I'm going to keep that there so I know that everything I'm making on top is then aligned and straight. We're then taking off the foam tape. So this foam tape is just, I don't know, ½ centimetre, yeah, I think 5mm thick, and that's all the way around, just in places where you've got those little leaves, so where you've got enough edge, if you like, to pop on this foam. I'm only going to take a couple off because what I want to do is, again, just gently turn the die set until I get alignment. And it's funny, you see it like literally just slot into place. It's just so perfectly designed, just like so. Make sure that's even all the way around and then stick. I don't know where this two were sticky. Can't remember where the two sticky ones were. Oh, where are you? Oh, there we go. So we stick in place. I've just moved that slightly. Let me just peel that away and just re-stick that. Silly Hannah. Peel. Realign. Are you aligned? Let me just move that around again. Just double check. You kind of need to pick an area that works for you. Yeah, we were aligned there. Look, I'm going to go all the way around again to get the placement in. Oops. And then just stick like so. Now the reason why I'm only sticking one area down is because underneath that circle I want to include the little settings, so the scene setting design. Now these are included within the vignette downloads for the Christmas time collection, and they are out of focus for a reason. Okay, they're not meant to be in sharp focus. Having them in this sort of blurred finish, if you like, pushes it to the back. So you've got a hint of a design going on, sort of the warm glow from the fire, the little picture here with Christmas cottage in, but it's not overtaking the front of your design. It means when you put things on top, They are going to be in sharp focus. This goes to the background, and your die sets, your die cuts then come forward in the design. Because I've placed an area down, keep checking that we're getting this straight as we go. Yeah, keep that straight, and that means when we come to place our little scene with our finger lift tape, that will then be straight as well. Now, because I've only stuck one little area, it means I can go in, peel that away. It just helps with placement, really. And then stick now finger lift tape because we want it to the back. So that's going to be in the background of a design. And then we can go in and remove the rest of the carrier sheets for all the little foam pads that we've got stuck around. Now, again, the reason why we're lifting up this little circlet, this little wreath design, is it adds perspective, it adds depth, it adds a really lovely play of shadow on your designs as well, which is very, very nice. And it just adds a little bit of texture as well, a little bit of depth to your designs too. You don't have to, if you're posting this and you want everything flat, you can absolutely create this in a flat design as well, but you've got the options there as well. Again, I'm not going to stick that flat. It's just for placement, and it's just until I've got everything designed perfectly. I'm then going to add in the idea that I had. So again, from the Christmas time collection, we have our bottle of sherry. And my absolute favourite thing about Christmas dinner, Christmas pudding. I absolutely love Christmas pudding. So yummy. And again, you can see I'm just shaping these out. I'm not using my ball tools. You can use them just your fingers if you want just a gentle arch on these. And then just slipping that behind the frame as well. That's then going to give me my placement for where everything's going to sit. So I'm quite happy with them coming off the edge of the design like so. Once I'm happy with how they're sitting, we can go in and stick. So let's again use a little bit of that white glue. Just like so. I mean, the vignettes on this are just gorgeous. The glass looks like it's actually reflecting the light, doesn't it? The shine gives you that curve to the bottle there, which I think is just fabulous. Just easing up that little side. Excuse me, Christmas pudding, you're going to have to move just for a second. And getting our bowl of sherry just placed like so. And then Christmas pudding, because I've given that a little bit of depth as well, I am going to leave a little bit of Pinflair just on the side. And I'm going to have the Christmas pudding just coming over the bottle of sherry. Flame of the Christmas pudding, just like I've done with the bottle neck there, coming over the top of the side. Once I'm happy with placement, we can then stick our design in place. Okay, so again, just checking that's all straight and tweaking just the Christmas pudding there as needed. Now we've also got our little sherry glass here. Nice healthy measure of sherry in there. And just going to give that a little bit of a ball out, a little bit of shaping. And then just shape. And that's going to sit just in front of our Christmas pudding. So again, you're adding that depth, you're adding that perspective to the design. A little bit of Pinflair, just keep that roundness we've added. And we're lining the little bottom of the glass up with the bottom of the Christmas pudding, like so. So that's our background. That's, again, that little idea. You've got Place Mouse, who's going to be on the actual Christmas dinner table. Then you've got Place Mouse card with a Christmas dinner in the background. So again, it's alluding to that same sort of theme, which is really, really fun. Oh, that's really fun. Elizabeth just said you could use your Elevate and after Christmas lunch, remove the backing sheet and wear badges for the rest of the day. Yeah, I love that idea. What a really fun way. And again, you could, you know, as we've mentioned with that sort of game where you put the name in the editable vignettes there, you could absolutely do that as well. Anne says, I'm late to the party. Sorry, what have I missed? Don't worry, Anne. And we always say if anyone's late, you can absolutely watch this back at any time because we load it up over the edge. Chrissy says the text is right over Hannah's demo. I can't see what she's doing. I'm sorry. Again, I can't see the closed captions or anything like that. So let me just move my demo up slightly. So hopefully now you'll be able to see it perfectly. Okay, so we've got our background. Now let's add in Place Mouse. So Place Mouse is going to sit off to one side, but again, I'm bringing in that beautiful golden feel, that golden look to the design. A little bit of Pinflair just to lift it from the back of the card, just like so. And then you can again ball out this little mouse's tummy. Sam says the mouse could have a glass of sherry in each hand. You know, you absolutely could. Why not? If you want to have a little bit of fun with the mouse, you can absolutely do that. It's all about discovering new ways of using these, isn't it? So again, because we've balled that out with our ball tool, I'm going to add in a little bit of Pinflair. And Place Mouse is just going to be placed beautifully on his little matten layer. So giving him that little matten layer stands him apart from the background of the design, just gives him a little bit more prominence, gives him a little bit more interest there as well, but it just focuses the attention on him as well, which I think is really, really pretty. Now, as we did mention, we are going to pop the little party hat on Place Mouse, because I think it is an age-old family tradition. You have to wear your party hat, your Christmas cracker hats. So again, just a little bit of white glue. This is my everyday glue from Carnation Crafts, applied with my glue applicator. And then on he goes, his paper hat. Gorgeous, look at that, perfect. Okay, so next up, of course you could finish there. You could pop your little name design on. That's your personalised Christmas card ready to go. But obviously being Carnation, I wanted to throw a few more things at it because I just think it's a really pretty way of adding in. So we're going to introduce these little beauties. So this is the Christmas rose, again launched as part of the Christmas time collection back in June last year, and we've already straight this, we've already pulled this out, and we've already added in the decoupage layers, but by going in and just tweaking those little petals, you give it a really nice full look. Now you might notice the vignette I am using, rather than the standard colourway, is actually the special edition Christmas colourway, which launched I think on the 1st of December. You'll find them on our website, but this introduced a little gold, almost like a foiled edge to the Christmas rose, and I thought, you know what, that works beautifully with the perfect finish gold cardstock and this idea of the gold we've got running through the card design. So we're going to have our Christmas roses up to the one side of our little card here, so it's going to be framing, so it works as a balance. You've got Place Mouse down here, and then you've got your Christmas rose on the opposite, I know it's a circle, but on the opposite side, the opposite corner, if you like, just like so. So again, a little bit of Pinflair just on those roses there, and placing like so. Sue's just said, just thought you could maybe put some string behind Place Mouse and make bunting with him. You really could, couldn't you, Sue? That would look fantastic. And in fact, if you wanted to, another idea, we have bunting from the Bundles of Joy collection, which would be perfectly sized to fit in between little Place Mouse's hands. And in fact, there's little banners and things like that. If you played around with them, I'm sure they would fit in with Place Mouse's little hands, little outstretched hands there as well. Now I'm using, again, the burst of berries, again, just shaping each one of those berries out with a ball tool of the right size. And these are going to come from the rose and just hug the frame like so. Now, because we are using our mirrored vignettes, it means you can use these in any direction. See, the back has got just as much beauty as front. Now, a lot of people say, I don't get the same level of cut. Due to the way die is cut, you aren't going to get that same beveled edge on the reverse of the die cut as what you do on the front. That's just how dies are, because on the front, obviously the die blade, if you like, is pushing down into the paper and creates that beveled edge. However, if you run it through your die cutting machine, make sure you're using nice clean plates. If you haven't got clean plates, cut tidy is the way to go. It stops any transfer of cut line detail onto the back of your vignettes. Alternatively, what you can do is pop a little bit of copy paper in there if your plates are quite marked. And it stops that transfer of any marks from the plates onto your die cuts there, and shape them, okay? Shape them as you would do your normal vignettes, because by adding shape and texture, you're texturing them in the same way as what you've treated your other vignettes, your normal sided vignettes, so the mirrored vignettes, and it gives you, again, texture and design as well, which is really, really pretty. So these are going to be hugging around the frame, And because we are using those mirrored vignettes, we can use them in both directions. I just think that's a really lovely way. It expands your crafting. It gives you much more craftability, many more reasons to craft with as well. Again, layering up is key when it comes to Carnation. You've got so many beautiful designs. It just adds the whole look. So I've placed the larger berries down first, and then we're going in with the more sort of white berries, the smaller ones over the top, but just nestling them in a little bit further, like so, around the design. Actually, sorry, I've popped that around the wrong way. Flip that over, switch that back down, and now your berries are hugging that frame. I think that's so cute. I think that's really, really lovely. Last thing, sort of piece de resistance, the finishing touches, if you like, for this little card. I'm going to take the foam pads off the back. Again, I think they're about a 5mm foam pad here. Just give it a little bit of lift. And here we have Ruben's place mouse on our place mouse design with his arms outstretched. Now I've made a personalised Christmas card for my little boy. Not that he's going to have any idea what's going on this Christmas, but again, it's a nice keepsake. It's something that we can perhaps then put in a memory book afterwards, rather than putting the Christmas pudding and the sherry in. What you could do is use this as a scrapbook page, have the frame, have the cutaway, and put perhaps a photo. In this case, it would be Ruben's first Christmas, so I might have him in his little high chair at his first Christmas dinner, you know, that sort of thing, as a little memory and a really lovely way of marking the occasion. We're going to mention just a little plate setting there, if you like, just going in on the bottom of the card, slotting that into place like so. Again, as we mentioned at the start, if you did this at the start, these little ideas here just mean that everything then stands up and you haven't got the card rocking over to one side, just adjusting that so it sits correctly. I love that. I'm going to move place mouse down. Again, the wonder of Pinflair is you've got options and wiggle room and time to adjust things, just so he's sitting a little bit more in keeping with the plate stand there to finish our card created using the little place mouse setting. Isn't that sweet? So we've done a card and a place mouse setting for the dinner table. Remember, these could be gift tags, these could be the games, these could be all sorts of things, not just for Christmas, it could be for any time of year as well. Lots and lots of design ideas. So I'm just flip that camera around and move that camera out of the way so I don't knock myself out. And let's just see, I've not got any other questions coming in, so hopefully that has answered any questions you may have. Here is the card in all its glory, and as we will do with all of our designs, I will take photos of this and then put this up for you to view later on. And of course, we do have, again, a completely open angel policy with the designs as well, so if you want to completely copy this and make it for yourself, you are more than welcome to do so. These inspirations, or these Facebook Lives, are purely inspiration for you to then go ahead and use elements of them or copy them completely to create your cards and mixed media projects or place settings as well. A little place setting. I just love him. I think he's so cute. He's so sweet, isn't he? Really, really lovely. Chrissy says, beautiful as always, Hannah. Thank you. Where is the little stand from? It is, I'll put all the links up to the dies afterwards. That little stand is from the Greetings die set from the Christmas time collection as well. A couple of people are asking where the stand from. Yeah, I'll put the link up. I can't remember the die set name, but it comes with the stand and also the good tidings and warm wishes and that sort of thing from Christmas time. So if you look on Christmas time die collection, it will come up in there. Hopefully that's given you a little bit of inspiration. I'm looking forward to seeing your designs that you've created with these die sets over on our Facebook page. Don't forget that Facebook group, Carnation Crafters. Don't forget to share them with us. When are we back? Let me think. I've got to think. Wednesday. We've got so much going on, it's crazy. Wednesday we are back with the Facebook Live table for brunch. That sounds interesting. What could that one be? You'll have to keep the eyes on social media because I'm sure the team will start hinting at that very, very soon. And then myself and Carla will be back on the 20th. It's in front of me because I did write it down, with a new die launch. So I think Carla and myself are doing a Facebook Live for that show preview on the 19th, possibly TBC on that one. But yes, we'll be back with lots of love on the 20th on Create and Craft. Until next time, guys, stay safe, keep well, and I very much look forward to seeing what you create with your Place Mouse die set. See you later. Bye bye.